Dear students, we are reading rest of the part of lesson second for the students of 11th class. The title is of the lesson is "We are not afraid to die if we can all be together" by Gordon Cook and Alan East. On January 4, after 36 hours of continuous pumping, we reached the last few centimeters of water. Now we had only to keep pace with the water still coming in, and the writer tells us that they had to pump water out of the boat continuously for 36 hours. And this is the incident of 4 January, and their speed was very slow. Hardly they were able to pace with the flowing water. Now we had only to keep pace with the water still coming in. We could not set any sail on the main mast. Even they could not hoist any sail on the main mast, because pressure on the rigging would simply pull the damaged section of the hull apart. क्योंकि जो रिगिंग है, रिगिंग का मतलब होता है रस्सा, जो रोप्स वगैरह होती हैं, जो केबल्स होती हैं, उनके ऊपर जो प्रेशर है उसकी वजह से जो 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 उसके ऊपर जो खिंचाव है उससे क्या होगा कि जो हल अपार्ट, हल मीन्स होता है जो मेन स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ द बोट, वो दो भागों में बट सकता था, टूट सकता था, डिवाइड हो सकता था। इस वजह से उन्होंने किसी प्रकार की जो है सेल को उन्होंने नहीं लगाया, यानी कि मेन जो सेल है वो उन्होंने इसके ऊपर किसी प्रकार की सेल वहाँ पर नहीं लगाया। और उन्होंने क्या किया, सो वी होइस्टेड द स्टॉर्म जिप, इसलिए उन्होंने मेन सेल की जगह उन्होंने स्टॉर्म जिप का सहारा लिया। दे होइस्टेड, वी होइस्टेड, होइस्टेड मीन्स होता है रेज करना। सो वी होइस्टेड द स्टॉर्म जिप and headed for where I thought the two islands were. Mary found some corned beef and cracker biscuits and we ate a first meal in almost 2 days. तो यहाँ पर हम देखते हैं कि जो इन्होंने स्टॉर्म जिप से ही अपना काम चलाया उस समय। और उसके बाद में स्टॉर्म जिप क्या होता है, स्टॉर्म जिप मेन सेल से छोटा होता है, साइज़ में स्मॉल होता है, और ये ख़ास परिस्थितियों में इसका यूज़ किया जाता है। व्हेन द weather is very rough, then storm jib is used by the sailors to propel the boat on the sea waves. And after making such type of preparations, they headed towards the direction where they thought they could find two islands. Mary brought some corned beef. Corned beef means salty beef. Beef means cow meat, the meat that is obtained from cows. देखिए इसमें गाय का जो मांस होता है उसे बीफ कहते हैं, और कॉर्न का मतलब होता है नमक लगा हुआ, सॉल्ट लगा हुआ। मैरी फाउंड सम कॉर्न बीफ एंड क्रैकर बिस्किट्स एंड वी एट अ फर्स्ट मील ऑलमोस्ट 2 days। और जब मैरी ये कॉर्न बीफ और क्रैकर बिस्किट लेके आती है तो उन्होंने अपना जो फर्स्ट मील जो है लगभग 2 दिनों में किया। फर्स्ट बट आवर रेस्पाइट वॉज शॉर्ट लिव्ड, लेकिन उनकी जो रिलैक्स थी, जो राहत थी, वो शॉर्ट लिव्ड थी, टेम्पररी थी। एट 4 PM ब्लैक क्लाउड्स बिगेन बिल्डिंग अप बिहाइंड अस। विद इन द आवर द विंड वॉज बैक टू 40 knots एंड द सीज वर गेटिंग हाइयर। लगभग 4 PM ब्लैक क्लाउड्स दोबारा से इनके पीछे आसमान में बनना स्टार्ट हो गए। विंड स्पीड भी इंक्रीज हो चुकी थी, दैट वाज 40 knots per hour, and there were giant waves on the ocean. The weather again became very rough. The weather continued to become deteriorate means होता है become rough. Again the weather became very rough and throughout the night, and by the dawn of January 5 our situation was again desperate. जो उनकी situation थी वो दोबारा से critical हो गई। When I went in to comfort the children, John asked, Daddy, are we going to die? जब अपने बच्चों को कंफर्ट देने के लिए वो राइटर जाता है उनकी केबिन में, तो बच्चों ने पूछा, यानी कि जॉन जो उसका लड़का था उसने पूछा, डैडी आर वी गोइंग टू डाई, डैडी क्या हम मर जाएंगे? आई ट्राई टू अश्योर हिम दैट वी कुड मेक इट, बट डैडी, he went on, we aren't afraid of dying if we can all be together, you and mommy, Sue and I. लेकिन उसने अपनी बात को कहना जारी रखा। हालांकि राइटर ने उसे कोशिश की कि उसे विश्वास दिलाए, उसे अश्योर करे कि वो इसी से निपट लेंगे, दे वुड बी एबल टू डील विद द सिचुएशन। they would be able to overcome the situation. But John continued saying that they were not afraid of dying, but provided they could be together uh, with their parents and brothers in this way. I could find no words with which to respond, but I left the children's cabin determined to fight the sea with everything I had. और राइटर के पास में कोई वर्ड्स नहीं थे कि वो रेस्पॉन्ड करे, रिप्लाई करे, इसलिए वो चिल्ड्रन के केबिन से बाहर आ गया इस डिटर्मिनेशन के साथ कि वो सी के साथ, समुद्र के साथ, यानी कि जो रफ वेदर है उसके साथ पूरी अपनी ताकत के साथ लड़ेगा। आई हैड यानी कि जो उसके पास में जितने भी रिसोर्सेज थे और जो ताकत थी, जो डिटर्मिनेशन था, उसके साथ वो लड़ेगा, फाइट करेगा। To protect the weakened starboard side, I decided to heave to with the undamaged port hull facing the oncoming waves, using an improvised sea anchor of heavy nylon rope and two 22-liter plastic barrels of paraffin. अब उसने क्या किया, राइटर ने जो वीकन, जो डैमेज्ड स्टारबोर्ड साइड है, स्टारबोर्ड साइड का मतलब शिप का जो राइट साइड है, अगर शिप पे स्टार्ट होते खड़े होते हैं और जो स्टीयरिंग साइड को फेस करते हैं, तो जो राइट साइड जो होती है उसे स्टारबोर्ड साइड कहते हैं। तो शिप के वीकन स्टारबोर्ड साइड को प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए राइटर ने इसे रेज करने का डिसाइड किया कि वो इसे उठाएगा, लिफ्ट करेगा विद द अनडैमेज्ड पोर्ट हल। पोर्ट हल का मतलब होता है शिप का जो पोर्ट का मतलब होता है जो राइट साइड जो होता है शिप का, जो लेफ्ट साइड जो होता है उसको बोलते हैं पोर्ट। हल मीन्स होता है जो मेन स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ द बोट। जो शिप का जो अनडैमेज्ड जो पोर्ट हल था, जो लेफ्ट साइड जो था, उसके साथ में से उठाने का, रेज करने की कोशिश की। दैट वॉज फेसिंग द ऑन कमिंग वेव्स यूजिंग एन इम्प्रोवाइज्ड सी एंकर। एक तुरंत फुरंत में एक काम चलाओ, इम्प्रोवाइज्ड का मतलब होता है काम चलाओ या मेक शिफ्ट, काम चलाओ सी एंकर ऑफ हैवी नाइलॉन रोप। जो वहाँ पर उनके पास में नाइलॉन रोप था और दो वहाँ पर 22 लीटर प्लास्टिक बैरल्स थे। पैराफिन पैराफिन का मतलब होता है केरोसिन ऑयल, उनके जो थे इस इनसे अपना काम चलाया किसी तरीके से उसको। और जो राइट साइड थी बोट की उसको उन्होंने रेज किया, जो रोप्स वगैरह थी उनसे उसको बांध करके लिफ्ट किया ऊपर। That evening Mary and I sat together holding hands as the motion of the ship brought more and more water in through the broken planks. We both felt the end was very near. And that evening Mary and the writer were sitting together. They were very disappointed, they were very sad because water was coming into the boat with each wave through the broken planks timbers. We both felt the end was near, and they realized their end was quite near. But Wave Walker rode out the storm, and by the morning of January 6, with the wind easing, I tried to get a reading on the sextant back in the chart room. Mean to say, Wave Walker came out of storm, and by the morning of January 6, when the wind speed was decreasing, the writer uh, tried tried to read the reading on the sextant. Sextant is an instrument which is used to locate the exact position of the boat. Back in the chart room, I worked on wind speeds, change of course, drift and current in an effort to calculate a position. And the writer went into the chart room and he recalculate all the navigation tools and charts. After using all the instruments and reading the chart to know the exact position of the boat, the best I could determine was that we were somewhere in 1,50,000 kilometers of ocean looking for a 65 किलोमीटर wide island. और राइटर को इतना बिल्कुल डिटरमाइन करने में वो कामयाब हो गया कि वो कहीं ना कहीं ओशन के अंदर 1,50,000 किलोमीटर्स दूर थे और वो जो थे 65 किलोमीटर वाइड आइलैंड को ढूंढ रहे थे, तलाश कर रहे थे। While I was thinking, Sue moving painfully joined me. The left side of her head was now very swollen, and her blackened eyes narrowed to slits. अब जब ऐसा सोच रहा था राइटर, उसी समय उसकी डॉटर स्यू उसके पास में आती है, जो कि काफ़ी पेनफुली जो है मूव कर रही थी, और द लेफ्ट साइड ऑफ हर हेड वॉज नाउ वेरी स्वोलन, क्योंकि उसके जो हेड का जो लेफ्ट साइड था वो काफ़ी स्वोलन था, उसमें स्वेलिंग आई हुई थी, और उसकी जो आइज़ थी वो ब्लैकेंड आइज़, जो काली पड़ी हुई थी आँखें, उनका रंग जो था ब्लैक हो चुका था, डार्क हो चुका था, और वो बिल्कुल जो है आंखें जो थी मुश्किल से ही खोल पा रही थी, बहुत कम स्लिट्स कम होता है, वेरी स्मॉल ओपनिंग थी वहाँ पर, आंखें बहुत कम खुली हुई थी उसकी। शी गेव मी अ कार्ड शी हैड मेड, और उसने राइटर को यानी कि अपने फादर को एक कार्ड दिया जो उसने खुद बनाया था। ऑन द फ्रंट शी हैड ड्रॉन caricatures of Mary and me with the words, "Here are some funny people. Did they make you laugh?" I laughed a lot as well. Inside was a message, "Oh, how I love you both." So this card is to say thank you and let's hope for the best. एंड जो स्यू थी, जो राइटर की जो बेटी थी, वो मैरी यानी कि अपने पेरेंट्स के लिए एक जो है कार्टून बनाती है, और उसके नीचे कुछ सेंटेंसेस लिखती है कि यहाँ पर दुनिया के ये देखो कुछ फ़नी पीपल हैं और इससे तुम्हें हंसी आई। वास्तव में राइटर कहता है कि यस, मुझे हंसी आई, मैं बहुत हंसा, और एक मैसेज दिया हुआ था कि वो स्यू जो है वो अपने पेरेंट्स से कितना प्यार करती है, और जो कार्ड था वो एक थैंक्स कहने का, थैंक्स गिविंग का एक मीडियम था, एंड होप फॉर द बेस्ट। इन दिस वे स्यू ट्राइज हर बेस्ट टू बूस्ट द कॉन्फिडेंस ऑफ her father, and it was an indication of determination that they had to deal with the rough weather in any way. I checked and rechecked my calculations. We had lost a main compass, and I was using a spare which had not been corrected for magnetic variation. After checking, rechecking of the calculations, the writer, because they had lost their main compass, and the writer was using a spare compass. Compass is an instrument which is used to tell direction, and the compass which was spare was not corrected for magnetic variation. It means they mean to say they were not sure whether it will tell them the right direction, but still they were using it. I made an allowance for this, and another estimate of the influence of the westerly currents which flow through this part of the Indian Ocean. And after making such type of calculations, the writer made some estimate of the influence of the westerly currents, which currents means waves which flow through this part of the Indian Ocean. Mean to say, the writer was just making about the calculations of the westerly winds. About 2 p.m. I went on deck and asked Larry to steer a course of 185 degrees. If we were lucky, I told him with a conviction I did not feel, he could expect to see the island at about 5 p.m. एंड लगभग 2 बजे जो राइटर है वो लैरी के पास में जाता है डेक के ऊपर, और उसे कहता है कि ही मस्ट स्टीयर a course of 185 degrees, and if they were lucky enough then they could find the island by 5 p.m. Then with a heavy, although the writer was not sure whether they would be able to find the island, but still he did not reveal the fact to the crewman and came back to his bed. Then with a heavy heart I went below, climbed on my bunk and amazingly dozed off. When I woke up it was 6 p.m. and growing dark. I knew we must have missed the island, and with the sail we had left, we couldn't hope to beat back into the westerly winds. At that moment, a tousled head appeared by my bunk. Can I have a hug? Jonathan asked. Sue was right behind him. But why am I getting a hug now? I asked. At the time, with tousled head, there mean to say the writer went to sleep over the in on his bed, and he was in sound sleep. When he woke up, it was 6 p.m. and the dark was growing up. Mean to say there was dark outside, and he was sure that he must have missed the island, and they were not able to head forward, mean to say move forward towards the destination with the sail they had left, and that's why he was very much disappointed. They knew very well that they would not be able to beat the westerly winds with that sail. At that moment, a towel had appeared by my bunk. It means at that time Jonathan, the son of the writer, came over there, and his head was uncombed and untidy, we can say. And he said he wanted to hug his father, and Sue was also standing behind him. Why am I getting a hug now? The writer was surprised, and he just asked why he was being hugged at that time. Because you are the best dad in the whole world, and the best captain, my son replied. No, today, John, I'm afraid. Then they said that he was the writer was the best dad in the world, and he was and apart from that he was best captain. But the writer was not sure that about the situation, and he said, not today, John, I'm afraid. He was afraid that he was not able to find the islands. Why, you must be, said Sue in a matter of fact voice. You found the island. What? I shouted. And the writer was very much surprised when he came to know that they had found the island. It's out there in front of us, they coast, as big as a battleship. I rested on deck and gazed with relief at the stark outline. Isle Amsterdam. It was only a bleak piece of volcano rock with little vegetation, the most beautiful island in the world. एंड द राइटर जो है वो डेक के ऊपर गया और उसने जो स्टार्क स्टार्क मीन्स होता है शार्प आउटलाइन ऑफ एम्स्टर्डम, उसको दूर से देखा। जो वहाँ पर आइलैंड था उसकी जो आउटलाइन थी उसको दूर से देखा। इट वॉज ओनली अ ब्लिक पीस ऑफ वल्केनिक रॉक, और एक वल्केनिक रॉक का मात्र एक काला टुकड़ा था। विद लिटिल वेजिटेशन, जहाँ पर बहुत कम जो है वेजिटेशन थी, घास फूस वहाँ पर कम थी। द मोस्ट ब्यूटीफुल आइलैंड इन द वर्ल्ड, और ये बहुत ही संसार का सबसे सुंदर आइलैंड था। वी एंकर्ड ऑफ शोर फॉर द नाइट एंड द नेक्स्ट मॉर्निंग ऑल 28 inhabitants ऑफ द आइलैंड चीयर्ड एज दे हेल्प्ड अस अशोर। और वो वहाँ पर जो है वी एंकर्ड ऑफ शोर, ऑफ शोर का मतलब होता है तट से जो ऑफ शोर यानी कि पानी के अंदर ही, ऑफ शोर का मतलब होता है पानी के अंदर, ऑन द ओशन। उन्होंने पानी के अंदर ही रात के लिए जो है उन्होंने एंकर वहाँ पर किया। and my with land under my feet again, and mean to say we anchored offshore for the night, and the next morning all 28 inhabitants of the island cheered as they helped us ashore. With land under my feet again, my thoughts were full of Larry and Herbie, cheerful and optimistic under the direst stress, and of Mary, who stayed at the wheel for all those crucial hours. Most of all, I thought of a 7-year-old girl who did not want us to worry about about a head injury. We subsequently took 6 minor operations to remove a recurring blood clot between skin and skull, and of a 6-year-old boy who was not afraid to die. So after reaching over there, they were welcomed by 28 inhabitants of the island. Mean to say, a group of scientists were there, and the group was doing some scientific research over there, and they cheered them, and they left the boat on the ocean on that night with land under my feet again. Mean to say, the writer was very happy to feel the land under his feet, and he was thinking about Larry, Herbie, and about their optimistic attitude under the direst stress, and he was thinking about Mary and about his children who were who stood by him in the times of emergency, and he also thought about his girl who did not want to bother his father about her head injury, which was really very severe, because she had to undergo 6 minor operations to remove the recurring blood clot between skull and skull. And he also thought about his 6-year-old boy who was not afraid to die. So in this way we come to know that the narrator was able to overcome the critical situation with his confidence. Thank you. Have a nice day.